Yeah, whatever you want. I got it. Come on.
Whatever you want, I got it. Baby, let me give it to you. Whatever you need, I got it. You need to know anything you need, just ask and I'll provide. Whatever you want, I got it.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Looking for Love on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. We're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host,
Lamar.
How y'all doing? How was your week, Lamar?
Pretty good. Going slow. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, I had a little incident with Jermaine. You know, I shared with the world, you know, that the life of an autism mom. But, you know, the bounce back is good. You know, I'm all right. He's all right. You know, we just don't know from day to day what's going to happen. But I'm happy because, you know, some people have a lot more behaviors than I have. And I just want them to know that they're not alone.
Well, if you don't, I say this, if you don't hear from anybody, you know, I talk to you quite a bit, and I appreciate not just with Jermaine, anything you go through, but your transparency on a lot of things that a lot of women don't have that insight. So we love you for that.
Oh, thank you. Listen, I believe, and I used to say this all the time with my clients, and when I was really into doing like my show and my recovery room podcast, truth plus transparency equals healing. My truth and transparency will help not only me heal, but other people heal. When I was on my journey of sharing when I committed adultery, that was like, I started sharing that about, oh my goodness, 15 years ago. Wait a minute. No, before that, Jermaine is 17 years ago. Matt, wow, time is flying. Yeah. And, you know, people used to be like, oh my God. And I was like, truth plus transparency equals healing, because I was sharing with them because I was really going through it and getting through it. But, you know, I believe that we are the light at the end of somebody else's tunnel, and all of our stories matter. So if this is your first time here, I'm Trey Kearney. This is Lamar Hall, and we're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and we do our show. We start out with our viewers' questions, and our viewers' question is, what would you do? That segment. Then we go to our next segment. Let's sip on that, our celebrity relationship news. Then we go to our Beauty and the Beast segment, where we give you a health tip of the week, physical, mental, or whatever, just a health tip of the week. And then we do our final thoughts and we let you go. So we're going to get started with our What Would You Do segment. And we would love for you guys to put in the comments what you would do if you were in this situation. And if you are on any other platform other than YouTube, we encourage you to come over to YouTube so that we can answer your questions on the spot and you can chime in. And we also encourage you on YouTube, if we are helping you, you're enjoying it, to give us a super. It helps with the mission. It helps fund the mission. You can give a super. It's a star on there. You'll see a button that says super. Hit it, and we'll appreciate you, and we'll put you up on the screen to shout you out. So let's get started with what would you do?
Let's go.
Ready, Lamar?
Let's go.
My husband found some text messages in my phone from another man I flirted with. That's as far as it went. Now he's accusing me of cheating and moved out about a month ago. I am devastated because I have never physically cheated on my husband in the 17 years we've been married. However, he had an affair 2 years into our marriage, and I forgave him. I'll admit it was a poor decision to even exchange numbers, but honestly, nothing happened between me and this guy. How do I get my husband to understand that and come back? I'm gonna let Lamar talk because Lamar's a man.
I mean, we've talked about this before. You forgave him 2 years ago, so that you can't bring that back up. So that once you move past that, you can't revisit that situation. So stick with the accountability. Go get your husband. You know, it's going to take some time, but some begging and pleading, and therapy will help as well. But you were wrong. You identified it. You took accountability, which I'm very big on, and y'all can work through it. You know, his pride's a little broken, you know, because that's what women don't understand is when we cheat, there's no attachment. You know, it's just sex. You know, you may not even really. That's why women always go, oh, she's not that cute, because those type of women make themselves easy targets. So that's what that happens. So when a woman cheats, it's emotional. You guys actually like these people.
But
So,
she didn't cheat. She only texted and
but
flirted.
she engaged in it. So the mind was willing, the body wasn't yet.
Yet. Oh,
Yeah.
mine was willing, but the body. And this is what I think. Anything sneaky is cheating. Anything you're hiding, anything you're deleting, doing stuff that you would not do in front of your spouse, because you would never gave that man your number in front of your spouse. Anything you wouldn't do in front of your spouse, and anything you have to hide or erase. And I'll say this, and Lamar can chime in, because again, this is more of a question for a man to answer, because I can't tell you what to do to get your husband back, because I'm a woman. Men, once the trust is broken, see, women will give 1,000 chances. Men are a little bit different because they think logical. So women, we think with our heart. Men, they think with their brain when they're mature. The immature ones think with their other head. But we're talking about mature men.
Correct.
They think with their brain. So once that trust is broken, what really is her chances of getting him back? Because he already left the house. So that's kind of suspect to me too, because he left really quick. So was he looking?
Well, true. I mean, he might have been looking for a way out. I mean, you never know. So I always turn the table. What if it was him? What if you caught him doing the same thing? How would you feel?
But she forgave him when he did it.
She forgave him for cheating. So we're not talking about that situation. They've been together 17 years. That was 2 years into it. So we're talking 15 years ago. You cannot bring up 15-year-old past on a situation today. It's not healthy. That's not healing. So
you as a man, your lady was flirting, texting, and you find out, and the trust is broken. As a man, how hard is it?
Depending on how our relationship is, if we genuinely enjoy each other and stuff like that, and there's going to be a little bit more scrutiny. It's going to be a little bit more transparency. We're going to kind of do things a little bit my way, So I don't know what you was bringing to the table as far as sex and things of that nature, but we're going to do things my way now because you kind of in a deficit right now. So it's just how it works.
Yeah. So again, I would say this is going to be really hard because there's a couple of red flags here for me. One, he moved out, which is totally, to me, a sign that he didn't want to be there in the first place. So he might have been looking for a way out, because if you really wanted to work it out with your wife, not girlfriend,
right,
you would not have moved out of that house. You moved out a month ago and you haven't come back. Like, I think that, I mean, your husband back, but I think that he's done with you.
Yeah, I mean, for him to leave like that, and I mean, I can imagine one of my boys, but yeah, man, me and my wife separated. Oh, well, what happened? Man, I saw a text message on the phone. Like, that's not really reason enough. What do those
text messages say, though?
That's true, too. I mean, if they were kind of explicit, like I said, the mind was willing, the body wasn't ready yet. So it's like,
or, again, if you had the opportunity, your husband is thinking if you had the opportunity, you would have. Or whatever was in that text message was graphic enough, or were you telling this man, I love you, or whatever the text message was that sent him to leave out of that house. You have to consider, we don't know what those text messages was. And I'm just going to say this. If he left, I'm not saying you can't get him back, but chances are he's done.
Yes.
So
it sounds like he was waiting to get out.
It does. That's what I'm saying. It sounds like he was looking for it out. He like, thank God you cheated or whatever, because baby, I'm done. Because, a 17-year marriage, you're just not leaving like that.
Yeah, not over a text message. I mean, unless there was nudes given and you were just talking about doing all kind of crazy stuff. I can't see that. So.
That's what I'm saying, because you said this, that dick pics is common now. So did he imagine you find dick pics in your girl's phone.
It's over. It's over. It's over.
I'm saying, so what was y'all sending back and forth? Send me a picture. Because if that's the case, ma'am, I think that he's done.
Yeah.
Men are different than women. Like, we really lead with our heart. We'll be like, oh, well, some of us at my age, we like, nah, you done, son. But married women, they're different at this age, that they will give him another opportunity. But men are different. Like, you sent some dude your breast, or he sent you was okay with this? Like, I can't trust you. And once that trust is broken, it's just hard to move on.
But then you got to look at him and go, he's like, what is going on in our marriage that you need to do that?
That's what I was about to say too.
Yeah, it's like, why? Am I not doing something for you to even entertain this guy and give you a phone number? How far along did this get down the railroad tracks? It's like, so yeah, right. I mean, he's hurt and he's probably looking for an out. So
right. So that's true too. Like, what got you to the point where you gave somebody your number, knowing that you've been married, knowing that you're married and you've been married for 17 years? What was he not paying attention to you? Did you feel like, oh, now I feel like I still got it? Like, what made you give this person your phone number in the first place? Because that's y'all need therapy, but I think he's done. So
yeah, that sounds like it.
But
unfortunately,
you just tuned in. You're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. I'm your host, Tray Kearney. This is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
And we're doing our segment, What Would You Do?, where we answer our viewers' questions live. If you have a question, you can send it to info@traykearney.com, info@traykearney.com. We would love to answer your question live. If you are with us right now, just put your question in the chat and we'll answer it for you, because we'll bump you to the top because you tuned in live. So let's get to our next question so we don't waste no time. I've been dating a guy for several months now. We recently had a conversation about intimacy. I'm a Sagittarius, so when it comes to the bedroom, just about anything goes. He disclosed to me that he does not enjoy going down on a woman. He said he had done it and will do it if the woman asks. We are too old to have to ask for normal shit. This completely turned me off, but I really like him as a person. Do you think this could work out, or am I barking up the wrong tree?
No, know your red flags. So
barking up the wrong tree.
I mean, what's important to you? Do you like a guy going down on you? Is that important? Because if a woman, I met women before. She was just like, oh, I don't give head. Bye. Like we're not even talking about this no more. I mean, I'm not in the business to making anyone want to do anything they're uncomfortable with. It's just best we just walk away. But how do you, again, we keep talking about this. Y'all keep having these conversations and starting these relationships with people, and y'all not being honest in the first.
Well, he's being honest.
Well, now, but they've been dating for a couple of months.
Yeah, well, they just had the intimacy conversation, and.
But after you get to know each other, after a week, you start having these late night sexual talks.
Well, maybe not after a week, because maybe they were getting to know each other, and now they feel like, oh, okay, this could be something. But,
maybe I'm just a freak.
No, I mean, these conversations should be had soon. But if you're just dating, like, you might not have these conversations. But when you start to think about, oh, wait, this could be something, those conversations, I think this is what happened. That conversation came up, and she said, this completely turned me off. I really like him as a person. So let me say this, because I like that. I really like him as a person. So date him, be friends. You can be friends with somebody if you like him as a person. Maybe they're not your person as a couple, as a marriage potential. Maybe this person is just supposed to be in your life as a friend. Like you said that you are willing to do almost. She said she is Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius too.
I never known Sagittarius to be freaks, but
yeah,
I always heard Scorpios.
We're very adventurous in the bedroom too. So, like she said, if you're willing to do, she said, I'm willing to do almost anything. I'm willing. She had tried trisexual. I'm willing to try anything once. If you were ready, you were trisexual too.
I liked it. I like a woman like that. Shit, that's fun.
Oh, but that's not your person,
right?
Because you already willing to do whatever. Your mind is already on a whole nother plateau. And if he's not willing to just do that, that's normal stuff.
Correct. That's required these days this day and age. So it's like,
yeah.
And again, back to, let's just say they've been talking as friends for 3 months. Is a better way to bring up these conversations that it doesn't make it sexual. It's like, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you comfortable with your sexuality?
Right. So when is it the right time to have that kind of conversation? When you think this is really, like, when you've dated somebody quite a few times and you know that this is going in that direction, I think it's okay to have it at our age. Now, everybody who's on here, you know that we cater to Generation X. So most of us are 45 and over. So these conversations can be had, these conversations really could be had on the third date, and not, don't be telling nobody I want to pull your panties down and do this and do that. But you can have an adult conversation about what turns you off. What's the biggest turn off that you've had with a woman, or what's the biggest turn off that you've had sexually with a man? And a woman could say, you know, he was too aggressive, or, you know, a man could say she didn't enjoy oral sex. It's not that deep that we are this grown. And Jack Jordan said 3 weeks of talking. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah. 2 to 3 weeks, those conversations, but you have to learn how to package it up where it doesn't seem like you're creepy, because that's what a guy doesn't want to be into, that creepy zone. It's just like, that's what I'm saying. It's like just general conversations, like, hey, you know, sexually 1 to 10, where are you at? You know, how comfortable are you? You know,
right.
You know, then now that spawns a different type of conversation. Then you can open up to, you know, what don't you like? What do you desire? What do you really want that you didn't get out of your last relationship? Ooh. That's how you have to start targeting everything sexually. Like, why did you leave your last relationship? What didn't that person do? So now you're sharing the blueprint on what you actually need. And if that person goes, oh, I don't like going down on women. Oh, okay. It was nice knowing you.
And he said he don't like doing it, but he's done it and he will do it for a woman. I don't want no man that's not enjoying it, because if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to give me the pleasure that I need. Like, I need you to be down there liking it.
Oh, I'm the soul taker. Play with me if you want to.
Oh, no, you're not snatching souls. I don't need nobody snatching my soul, because you know what? We talked about this before. You got to be careful, because you will stay in a relationship with somebody for way too long. I mean, if they snatch your soul. I'm telling you, I told you before.
Hey, the one that gets their soul snatch will stay. The one who's doing the snatching.
Soul snatching lever. I can't with you. So, Grim Reaper.
Call me the Grim Reaper. I'll tell you, I'm collecting souls.
That's your new name, the Grim Reaper. You are crazy. But I do want to just say this, like, you have to understand your body. You have to know what you need. And I don't ever want to, and I know a man doesn't want to feel like, and this goes on in a lot of marriages, don't no man want you to just lay there. People want to enjoy sex together. They want it to be good. Like, a man wants you to not just like, I'm just sleeping with you because I have to, because I'm your wife. No, he wants you to feel it. He wants you to be into it too. And that's why so many marriages are ruined, because there's no intimacy. Like, don't nobody want no wham bam thank you ma'am. So for him to say I would do it if I had to, pass on him, sis, because you already know that's an issue. And if you like him, that's your boy. Hang out with him. Go watch the game. Go eat chicken wings. Go, to the movies. You don't have to cut a person off because you're not interested in them physically. You can still be friends with this man, and just tell him.
Yeah, don't lead him on. Don't lead him on.
This is strictly, I really like you, dude, and I really still want to chill with you.
You start talking like that.
Yeah, buddy. Yes,
I like you, buddy. You my buddy.
You got to friend zone him in a nice way, and then keep it moving. But if you like, and then if he doesn't want to be friend zone, you just move on. But he might be like, cool, because I wasn't feeling you like that either. Yeah. So we're going to get to our next question. So if you just tuned in, this is our segment, What Would You Do?, where we answer our viewers' questions. And here's our next question. Do you have any Valentine's Day gift suggestions? I've been married for almost 18 years, and I believe I've gotten my husband everything a man would want as far as gifts are concerned. I'm out of ideas. Help.
Alcohol. It's always a good thing. Get him some bourbon or something. Men don't care about gifts. Y'all do know that, right? Valentine's Day, we don't care about gifts. It's like, get down to, that's why we don't care about lingerie and none of that stuff. Get down to the get down. That's what we want. So it's like, that's what we look at. That is the day that's guaranteed that you're going to get you some.
Oh.
If you're in a relationship. That's what it is. So if you really want to impress him, do something you don't do normally.
That's what I was going to say. at our age, all of us, even for the men who are listening, because I got a lot of Valentine's Day questions, and I'm just going to put it into this because I didn't want to answer all of them because Valentine's Day going to be going next week. But as far as gifts is concerned, at our age, 45 and over, Generation X, this is more of an experience thing for us. It's not gifts. Like, be his human sundae. Get some whipped cream, cherries, caramel, hot fudge. Get you a sheet on the bed that you could throw out. Make sure your mattress protector's on there. And just tear that room up. Like, we looking for experiences. And for the men, have a couples massage in the house. Have somebody come over and massage you and your woman, and then y'all have a happy ending with each other. Or take a vacation somewhere to a winery and have sex outside and be scared somebody gonna catch y'all. Like, it's about the experience at our age now.
Keep it spicy, guys. I'm telling you, that's if you keep a man guessing, he's engaged with you. I mean, that's you intrigue a man if you do it, and you do it sexually, you do it right. Man, that guy's, we're so simple. It's so crazy how simple men are, and women complicate things. Just off this question, she's complicating some shit, and they've been together a while. So
yeah, so she's thinking gift wise. And again, for me in my life right now don't get me wrong, I like gifts, but it's not that serious. I done had everything. I got diamonds. I had the best cars. Like, I've had everything. So for me right now, it's about the experience. It's about the excitement. Like I said, take her to a winery. Take him to a winery and say, come meet me in the bathroom, sneak in the bathroom, or behind the grapes, or just wherever you are. Make it an experience. And it doesn't have to even be sexual. Like, take him to a concert. If you know his favorite person, plan ahead to start looking for where that person is. Even if you have to drive 4 hours, get in the car, create a playlist, right? I mean,
it's a thought. It's really how much effort you put into it on what can you do for a man that he can't do for himself? If he can buy it himself, he's not going to value it.
What can you do for a man that he can't do for himself?
Yep. I saw something.
Never seen no man put his head.
Okay, if we did, we wouldn't come outside. Where all the men at? They home. Shit. Tell you,
Don't start. And if you are a person who is just a missionary person, I encourage you for Valentine's Day to go all out and do everything that you used to do for him. And I think he'll be happy.
If you're just doing a missionary at this day and age, at this age, go slap yourself.
Listen, I told you before, stuff be hurting. So you might have a night where you just like, yo, my hip hurt. So you might just be like,
I get it. You get a night or two, but if the majority of the time we're laying belly to belly, go slap yourself. Behind the drapes, Dana. Okay, yeah.
Behind the grapes at the wine.
Yeah. We know what you meant.
Behind the grapes, yes, do that. So we're gonna get to our next question. If you just tuned in, you tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. If you're on any other platform watching us, if you're on, come over to YouTube and you can see us live, and you can see Lamar. If you're on TikTok, you can see what Lamar looks like. I know y'all want to see him. He's funny and fine. Yes, he is. I'm telling y'all, ladies, you might want to come over here and take a quick look. Y'all can see me, but y'all need to see Lamar. He's a silver fox. I'm just going to say that. So let's get to our next question. And again, Valentine's Day for our age is about experiences, and, even with men, we're at the age now where we're remodeling homes and things like that. Like, think outside the box. Like, ask him, take him for a trip to Home Depot. If you're a person that always complain when he's at Home Depot, because we go, I wish he'd hurry up, but we want him to be in the mall looking at shoes. So if it's something that he likes, if he likes motorcycles, take him to the car show. Like, you got to think about the experience. Like, if there's a Harley Davidson store in the area, just take him to see the newest thing. Even if you can't afford it, just take him for the experience to ride around on it or in it.
It's sexy to know your partner, man or female. Get to know them, like know what they like, and be able to anticipate what they want before they even know they want it. That's sexy. That's knowing somebody's really paying attention to you.
And most men, let me just say this and then we'll get to the next question because we'll go on and on because now we're starting to think our wheels is turning. Right. Most men, their love language is not gifts. Mm-hmm. Most women, our love language is gifts. So we thinking about how we like to be treated. So we try and think of a gift to get for him. And his love language is not gifts. It's, at words of affirmation, is physical touch. You know what I'm saying? So, right. So if you wrote him a poem or just got him something that says, thank you for all that you do year in and year out. I appreciate you, because we stopped saying those things after 18 years. We take it for granted that our man is just supposed to be doing. So think about his love language. And if it's not gifts, it's not going to impress him. But if it is gifts, you should have been saving from last February.
Yeah, don't wait till the last minute to get his gift either. I mean, don't do that. Put some thought into it. So, and if you haven't read the 5 love languages, you should.
Right. And I'm saying this, if you know his love language is gifts and it's been 18 years, you should have been saving to get him every year to get him something bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be able, and if you're a well-off person and you have your own money, you should be able to go get him a motorcycle, like, and boom, bring that out. Like, I've been saving all year to get you this. So
yeah, those are lucky guys. So the guys that get women like that are pretty lucky. So
okay. So fellas, ladies, we giving y'all some tips tonight. So if your man likes an expensive gift every now and again, make it Valentine's Day. Save up and get him that expensive gift. So we're gonna get to our next question. I'm engaged to be married in June. This will be my second marriage. I'm 47 and my fiance is 45. He has a 20-year-old daughter. I have 16-year-old twin boys. Their father is pretty much a deadbeat, but I do okay for myself, so I don't really bother him. I do struggle a bit sometimes, but I make it happen. He wants me to put him on child support, but I don't want to. He says my boys are their father's responsibility, not his. My fiance definitely helps me when I fall short. He says now that we are going to be ready to cohabitate, their father needs to step up and be a man. This has been an ongoing discussion. We are only 4 months away from our wedding date, and it recently came up again. I don't want this to affect our marriage, but I also don't want to put their father on child support. Am I wrong for not wanting to be part of the system?
Yeah, you're wrong. So I had a situation. I dated a young lady, and she had 2 children. So she had 2 baby daddies. And one of the stipulations was to put her baby daddies on child support.
Oh.
And she was against it, and I told her, I said, and this young man, he controlled it. It was a way that he controlled her. He would give her money, but he never gave her money. He always bought things for the little boy. And it was how he controlled the whole situation. So I said, listen, he needs to hand you money and he needs to be on child support. And she didn't want to do it. So I mean, we dated for a little over 2 years, and I broke up with her because I was like, if you're not going to do that, then I'm not going to put up with that. But that was her asking me. She wanted to get married, and I told her, okay, we can talk about it. And this is some of the stipulations that I need to feel comfortable in. And getting your husband, your ex, your baby daddies on child support was a criteria, and she didn't do it, so we broke up.
Yeah, I believe that if there's something that I'm asking my fiance to do when it comes to his ex, you're making your fiance feel like your ex is more important than him. And putting him on child support and you saying that he's basically a deadbeat, that's what the system is for, right? And you're saying you don't want to be part of the system. I don't want to be part of the system. So my son's father is not on child support, but he gives child support on his own. So we don't have to deal with the system. And any other man that's providing for his child shouldn't be in the system. But a man that's not providing for his child, that's what the system is there for. The system is there for deadbeats, not a scorned woman who's mad, so she gonna take a brother through the system and all of that. It's there for men like this who are not taking care of their child. So another man doesn't necessarily have to step in and be responsible because he's already gonna be responsible for your kids, whether he likes it or not, because he's gonna pay the mortgage, he's gonna pay the bills. So you're taking money out of his pocket and letting this man that laid down with you and had twins get off the hook. So you're wrong. And I understand you trying to be politically correct saying we should be in the system. No, some men should be in the system who are not providing for their child the proper way. Men who provide for their child without the system shouldn't be in the system. So if your fiance is asking you to do this and you're resistant, I think that you're still emotionally attached to this man, and you rather not hurt him. You rather hurt your fiance than not hurt your children's father. And that's not fair to him. And it is going to affect your marriage. If you don't do what he's asking you to do, just walk away.
Yeah. I mean, from a guy standpoint, I don't know why he won't wait 2 or 3 more years and find out. I mean, the boys are 16 years old. All you got to do is wait a couple more years. They go away to college now. It's not an issue anymore. So why the need to get married now? So that's what I would say. I would say just postpone the wedding. If I was him, I'll be like, then let's postpone the wedding until you get your situation under control with the boys and they're out of the house and it's just you and I.
Jeffy said, we all need to feel emotionally safe with our loved ones. That's a must-have. Yes, and we all need to feel like when we're marrying somebody that we're number one.
Mm-hmm.
Kids don't come before the husband. The kids don't come before the wife. The parents don't come before the husband. The parents don't come before the wife. Nobody comes before me and you. And if you can't state that, then you don't need to be marrying that person. Nobody comes before the husband and the wife, and nobody comes between the husband and the wife, and that's it. Nothing. The church don't come between you. The only thing that's above the husband and the wife is God, if you believe. And that's it. Everything else is second. Like, it's the husband and the wife, the children, and then the family. And we have to understand that. Work don't come before the husband and the wife, nothing. So, ma'am, we wish you well, and you're wrong. And you better hope that if this is a good man, listen, it's hard out here for a pimp.
I mean, he's already a good man. He's looking to raise somebody else's kids. I mean, y'all really don't understand how difficult that is, you know. And I'm 52 years old. My stepdad showed up when I was 13. We weren't nice to him. We were not. And I mean, I look at it that he didn't deserve to get treated the way he got treated in his house. As I turned older, 16, 17 years old, but my mother made that shit easy. You know, she started it. So it's like, you know, like, man, when a man says he's going to raise another man's child, I have the utmost respect for any man that steps in like a father. And I got my brother and my 2 cousins. Man, they raised other dudes' babies like from 3-4 months old. And I'm like,
wow.
Wouldn't have been me. But I mean, they good dudes.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm just saying to her, if you got a good man that's willing to marry you, like Lamar said, and take care of your children, you better really think hard and put that man on child support. Because once you tell him, you know, I'm gonna wait till the boys is 18, somebody gonna snatch him up if he a good man. Because listen. There's always women watching and wanting and waiting for a crack. There's always men wanting and watching and waiting for a crack. So if you got a good man, baby, out here in these streets, it ain't easy.
Ain't easy. And that's what I hope that what we do is let a lot of these people that are on the fence, you know, to being divorced and stuff like that. Like, man, you don't want to be out here. I'm telling you right now. It's way different than 20 years ago when you started dating. I guarantee you, we talk about dick pics, we talk about tricking, we talk about all of this stuff. Man, it is different out here. And I'm telling you, for the last 9 years, I learned a lot. And I'm telling you, stay at home with your husbands. I'm telling you.
Generation X, listen, for Generation X, this is a different ball game for us. Like the things that go on, like this it's not easy. Like Lamar said, we like dick pics and all of this stuff. It's crazy out here right now. And the 50-50 men and all of these men who are thinking that they have better options because it's less men. So you're gonna have to deal with a lot. So you really don't want to be back outside. That man put a ring on your finger. You in June, he gonna you better go put that man on child support tomorrow.
I'm telling you.
Tomorrow. So we're gonna get to our next question, our last question, and then we're gonna get to our next segment. So let me see. I've been in a long distance relationship for almost 3 years. We only see each other every other weekend. She comes here or I go there. I'm 51. I own my home and I have a thriving business in North Carolina. She's 44, rents an expensive apartment in New York and works remote. We discussed relocation as we began to get serious, and she said she had no problem with that when the time came. I want to see my woman every day. I'm ready to settle down. I've asked her to relocate so we can get married and start our life together. Now it's excuse after excuse. I told her if this is not what she wants, that's fine, but let's go our separate ways as not to waste my time. She keeps saying give her a little more time. What is a reasonable amount of time to give her? None.
Yeah, none. I mean, listen, I travel a lot, and people that live in New York City, they love New York City. And if you meet someone, and they thrive on that city, and to get someone to leave that city to move to North Carolina, that was an uphill battle. That was going to be a battle no matter what. So give it 6 months, man. And I just say, listen, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to take it to the next level. If you're not ready to do this, then, it's cool. Walk away.
I disagree with Lamar. Give her tomorrow.
Don't be that harsh.
No,
give her time.
Listen, it's been 3 years. You had the conversation, or I could see if you didn't have the conversation about who was relocating. You had the conversation and she said she would relocate. Now it's excuse after excuse. She's not going to relocate. So whatever's keeping her in New York, let it have her. And let me tell you this. This is what you do. Seriously. You tell her either it's now or never. And if she says, I can't do it, then you got your answer, because she's telling you that it's going to be never. I promise you. And I'm not a person to just drop somebody like, no. But this woman is wasting your time. And I have to say this to you. She's not wasting your time. You're wasting your time, because she has already shown you or showed you, whatever the red flags that shown. Thank you.
Sure.
She has already shown you that she don't want to move to North Carolina. So, dude, be on your way. I have to say, I'm at our age, again, at our big age. It don't take a lot. She's giving you excuse after excuse. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
It blows my mind that there's a group of women out there who have men who are ready to commit, who love them, ready to do all this stuff, and they fumbling. She is about to fumble a good man. So it's like I can tell he's been committed in a long distance relationship. So he's been faithful, which I don't believe in long distance relationships. It just like how dumb of a woman can you be, man, that you're gonna let this man walk away? Like you're gonna fumble, and it just blows my mind.
Let me say this too to this brother. Sometimes people like long distance relationships because they get to do what they want to do. And there's other dudes in New York, and there's other activities in New York. I'm just telling the truth. Sometimes people like long distance because you can't roll up on them at their house. So they can do whatever they want to do. So you have a lot of things to consider, because why is she making excuses? If you're the one, you're the one. After 3 years, if I'm long distance, I'll never do long distance. I need my man to be down in the house with me, really. Just marry me tomorrow. Don't be scared, fellas. I won't make you marry me tomorrow, but marry me tomorrow, because I want to see you all the time. If I'm feeling you and I like you, what is he wasting time for? I want to see you all the time. I like you. Let's go. Let's get this thing popping. She's making excuses because she don't want to be with you. And a lot of times it's hard to just tell somebody, I don't want to be with you. And sometimes we monkey barring, like we holding on to one person to make sure the other one is the one. That song by Frankie Bell, Before I Let Go. I seen him on an interview. He said that song was talking about that. It wasn't it was before I let go, you good over here. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta think our time but us.
I just look at it. He's a good guy, and I can tell by his passion for her that he has actually been faithful on a long distance relationship. I was in a long distance relationship. It lasted about 5 or 6 months, but her and I had an understanding. She was like, you can do whatever you want to do when I ain't there. So, and I was Yeah, I mean, she was like, you a man, I understand. She's like, I can't, and she only came once a month, so it was like, she was like, just don't disrespect me, don't do anything like that. No, cool. So I mean, that was a great scenario.
Wow. Yeah, you had your cake and eat it too. Now I'm not that understanding. No, I understand you long distance, but let's get on the phone. Let's get on the phone.
And I did the same thing for her. I was just like, but women less likely are to do that type of stuff. That she would rather jump on the plane and come see me every other weekend than cheat. So I mean, it was like it wasn't that for her, and it wasn't necessarily I was looking to cheat, but when opportunity presents itself, it happens.
Dana said, hold on. 5.5 years not reading the room properly. Don't waste any more time. Come on, Dana. Thank you. Truth plus transparency equals healing.
But go slap yourself.
This person is wasting your time. And again, I gotta say this. The person's not wasting your time. You're wasting your own time. And Jeffy said, yep, sometimes people tell you by not telling you. My mom always said I could show you better than I could tell you. It's really hard for a person to say, I don't like you anymore, or I don't want to do this. It's hard. Nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings. So we have to take the cues. When a person shows us who they are, we have to believe them. Like I said, like my last relationship. He ain't have to tell me nothing else. When he said marriage wasn't in the forecast, bye. So what I'm supposed to wait till it is? No, we got to understand that when a person shows you, you believe them. And if you waste your time, or if I would have wasted my time for another 2 years, I could have stayed with him and like, why? Let's try. Let me push. Let me pull. I was like, okay, good. I respect your honesty, and I'm out.
Same thing. I mean, I hadn't made this known, but Kim and I stopped talking, and same thing. It's like, why are we gonna keep trying? It's like, I'm not gonna keep trying this over and over and over again. Every 6 months, we're retrying or gotta explain something. And if I gotta go to therapy with a girlfriend, we don't need to be together. I'm like, that sounds absolutely crazy to me to me and my girlfriend are going to therapy. What? Just leave her. Go get somebody else.
Well, some couples go to couples therapy to get
married. That's for married people that can't leave. If you can leave. Like, shit. Wow.
Listen, I do believe in couples therapy. If people are going to the point where they're in a serious relationship and they're going headed to marriage, I believe that couples therapy could help. So if you just tuned in, go ahead.
Not to save them, not to save it.
Right.
If we're talking about maintenance versus saving.
Ooh, wait, that's a whole nother conversation.
I'm not saving anything with somebody I'm dating. Now, if we're married, we can do maintenance, we can just go talk and do that. But if we got issues and we're dating, no can do. I don't have the patience. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm about to be 53. I do not have the patience. I chewed my dad up today. It's getting smaller and smaller. I just don't, the ignorance irritates me horribly.
Yes.
Horribly. I'll give you a prime example. In my industry that I'm in footwear, last weekend, a Jordan comes out. And there were shootings and people were like 20, 30 years ago. And it's like, Black people got to do better, man. It's like, what the hell are we? We're fighting and shooting people over a shoe that came out in 1990. Put it in perspective. It's crazy. So
listen, if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
And we're about to get to our next segment, which is let's sip on that. And this is our celebrity relationship news. So I want to share this clip with you, Lamar, and get your take on this. And to our viewers, I would love to hear your take in the comments of what you think of this. Hold on for 1 second. Let's pull it up.
I probably won't date again until he's 18.
Just harder yourself.
No. There's no way I'm going to bring another man into his life. to be
I mean, you're
unsuccessful.
fine.
There's no way, because
I'm a bonnet.
they're broken because they feel like to get a good woman, these are the things that you have to say. I
my
want,
lamb.
I want a wife. I want a family.
That's what I just said.
I used to literally be in relationships when they were saying,
Man.
please don't tell me what you think I want to hear. If you just want to bang, honestly,
Say
me
that,
too.
'cause- yeah,
Why is you lying?
Say it.
Exactly.
They come
Why
with
is you
they come with a
lying?
script.
Yeah.
They come and everything is scripted.
My mother
But
said
you know
wolf in
what?
sheep's clothing.
The most
Let's sit on that. Let me just listen. First of all, you don't have to bring anybody around your kids. That's the first thing. So if your son is 11 and you talking about I'm not dating till I'm 18, till he 18, Tamar lying. First of all, that's a lie. She gonna be in love next week on live. Next month she gonna be in love with her son out to dinner with some man. But let me say this. Just because all of that, a man, they lie and they tell us this, well, I want a wife and I want a family. They do. Maybe it's you when they got to know you. And just maybe you were the problem. Because the way y'all talking, I don't even want to be around y'all as friends.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That is so much masculine energy coming off those two women. And that's what I'm saying. I just had a conversation with a young chick over Instagram today over a post. And Black women are the only women that give off this masculine energy in the masses. I'm not saying all, but in the masses. And then you guys don't understand there's been an attack on you through music. You've been over-sexualized and masculine. And men that are worth anything ain't having it no more. They're not putting up with that behavior. But the guys that are simping, the guys that are beta, they'll put up with that. They'll do that. But most guys now they're like, I'm not dealing with that attitude. So Tamar needs to work on herself. She got way too much bad energy around her. Yeah. And you can date somebody. You don't have to bring your kids around somebody because you dating them. I don't understand that. I don't like going to women's houses, and I need to date you for like 2 years before I meet your kids. That's it.
Right. And you could bring a person around after 2 years as a friend. You don't have to, and your child can meet them. You don't have to be like, this is going to be your stepmother or your stepdaddy. You don't ever have to bring the person around your child ever. You still could date. So talking asinine like that is so stupid to me that you really are on here talking, I'm not going to date till my son is 18 because I'm not bringing nobody. You don't have to bring anybody around your kids. That's your craziness that you would bring somebody around your kids. And then to say that men come with a script where they're saying, I want a wife and I want a family, and then they BSing you. No, they're not. Like, men come and they say what they want, but I always say this too. People have the right, men and women have the right to change their mind at any point in the relationship when it's not working. People have the right to change their mind when they figure out that they don't like you. And look in the mirror sometimes and say to yourself, is it me? Like, if you're going from relationship to relationship, from marriage to marriage, check yourself and say, what is it about me that I'm the common denominator from 6 breakups or from 3 marriages or from my last marriage? Check yourself so you don't bring that same energy into your next relationship, and stop pointing fingers at everybody else and point at you, and stop bringing people around your kids because it's not even necessary.
No, definitely not at this age. That's crazy.
Yes. And Jeffy said, I don't even think it's masculine. I just feel it's messy. The heart. Yeah. Go ahead.
She's messy anyway. I mean, but she's got masculine energy. That's why she keeps running men off, because she hasn't looked at herself to go, why? Like you said, the accountability part of it. What am I doing? The common denominator is you.
And so, she hasn't even looked at herself as far as the people that don't want to be around her, like women and people you work with that don't want to be around you. Like, you got to look at yourself at all aspects in life and say, I'm working on me, like everything about her. And I understand sometimes people like, this is just who I am. If you're running off people, you know, I come from the hood. I'm a hood chick. Like, but there's some things about me that I had to tone down. One, when it came to men, because I come from alpha women, and I hate to use that term, but my mother and shouldn't even say they were alpha. I take that back. They were in survival mode. So they grew up and lost their mother when they were 15. They lived with my grandfather, who was a womanizer. He loved the young women. So they were fighting with the young women that would come to the house. So they were out here. They were in survival mode. They were doing whatever they had to do. They would buck up. And that's what I learned. Like, you talk to a man like this and you do all of this and you do all of that from the way I was raised. But I decided that don't no man want to be talked to like that. And I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, you can talk to a man and communicate and get your point across without behaving that way. So she has that attitude of take it or leave it, like it or love it, my way or the highway. And that's just not the way life works with anybody, not just men, but with the people around you. I love you, Lamar, and I love you enough to know that I don't want to offend you by just telling you, oh, I'm going to come on this podcast. I'm going to talk to you any way I feel like it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to come on here no more. Nah, that's not how life works. We got to look at ourselves and say, let me look at me. What is it that I can be better at? Is it my tone? Am I turning people off? So when you come around people like that, I never like to be around people that say that's just who they are or that's just who I am. No, I don't accept that. I really don't. Go work on yourself. Do better, be better. And maybe you will attract the man that will stay with you forever. Because even that man she was with the last time, like, being online and talking about your relationship, don't no man want to deal with his personal business being online? Are you serious?
I would never date a celebrity.
Nah.
They're attention whores. They need too much.
So we're going to get to our next segment. So thank you guys for tuning in so much. That was our celebrity relationship news. Let's sip on it. And we are going to get to our next segment, which is our Beauty and the Beast. He's the beauty and I'm the beast. He hates when I say that. That's why I say it every week. So this is our, we give you a health tip of the week. And we want you to use this health tip of the week and take it with you and share it with somebody. So what is your your tip?
Okay, so I'm a sucker for Instagram stuff, so I try anything. So, but I've been seeing this a lot. So obviously it's on my feed. So it is a cayenne pepper, like a shot that you put into your thing, and saying that the benefits of chili pepper, cayenne pepper, is an improved libido. So it's actually with men that extra blood flow and stuff like that. So it's one of those I bought off Amazon. Put it in your drink. You know, it's I think it's one full thing per 2 ounces or something like that. And I just started yesterday, so I'll let you know.
Okay. I know that's right. So my tip of the week is more mental. And just from the week that I've had, I just want to tell people, just ask for help. Ask for help, number one. When you know you are overwhelmed, people want to help you. I got so many DMs and emails and text messages from my family and friends. And somebody on here just now, hold on, let me scroll back a little bit. I think it was the heart coach that said, the heart coach said, "Hey Trey, I saw you were on and I had to stop by and ask how you were doing." Thank you so much. And I'm doing well, but I shared because one, I wasn't okay. And that was my title of my video. I'm not okay, because I wasn't okay that my son had a moment and scratched my face. And I needed to say that so people would know. And I got so much support. And I was like, oh my goodness. And then on the flip side, let's ask people, are they okay? Because a lot of the parents who came into my comments said, thank you so much for being transparent, because I try not to talk about it, my son's behaviors, because I already don't get invited to stuff. So the judgment makes people not want to share that they're depressed, they lost their job, they need some money for food. So let's ask for help and let's offer help, and the world will just be a better place. So that's my
good.
Yes.
Again, I tell you, the growth that you have exhibited just in a year or so I've known you just is amazing. Is that to be able to step outside yourself and be able to be that transparent. I mean, when I saw it, the first thing I thought was, I knew you were going to handle the situation, but I was just like, golly, like, she's growing, man. Like, she is really putting herself out there, being vulnerable. And that's when you know you're going in the right direction. And that's something I challenge each one of y'all. And you can tell when we tell people all the time, we've never met each other, but because we have a kindred soul and we both done work on each other, we have this mutual understanding and respect for each other. It's like, again, I'll tell you time and time again, you are such an advocate for men that it blows me away at times. And it's, if one woman can understand that, then it can be understood. And again, from men, thank you. Thank you for being transparent. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for the growth that you've done. I appreciate you. I do.
Oh, I appreciate you too, because you have grown a lot this year too. I see it. No, we talk a lot. We talk a lot. We talk a lot text. We talk a lot in our DMs. We talk a lot. So I see your growth too. And I just think that if we all just put our best foot forward, we are the light at the end of somebody's tunnel. And when we don't share, we're leaving our people by the wayside. When we don't write the book, when we don't write the poem, when we don't sing the song, when we don't come do the podcast, we're leaving our people that God assigned to us by the wayside, because we're all here on purpose. This right here is purposeful. We're not here just for entertainment or to blow smoke up people's butt. We come here to share, to bridge the gap between Generation X men and women. And we see so many people, we talk about this on the back end between ourselves. We see so many young people giving relationship advice that are not qualified because they're not even doing it for the right reason. Right. I love to see podcasts where people are in their purpose and they're serving the people who need to hear what they're talking about. But a lot of podcasts and a lot of people are doing it for likes, or they're doing it because they're making money off of it. And that doesn't come across well for anybody. So I just appreciate you saying yes to me, because I know this was going outside of your box. So I appreciate the yes, because this is supposed to be a 1 week thing. And then I was like, hey.
We're what, 14 months into it now. So it's like, I was initially scared, because I don't speak in front of people well. And to be able to, I admire people that do the video diary type of things like that. So me being able to talk and look at myself is very, very awkward to me. So I go back and I look at some of our first couple of episodes, and I can see how I've loosened up a little bit. So
yes. You have grown a lot. You're very good at what you do. I must say that, because you're still here. Because I will be like, we're gonna have a special guest, so I'm gonna see you another week. No, you're doing great, and I appreciate you coming on here, and I appreciate your vulnerability with what's going on with you personally sometimes too, because it's hard to be vulnerable in front of a judgment world, and in front of a judging world. Hold on for 1 second, because they about to kick me off of TikTok. But okay, so we're going to get to our final thought of the evening. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. And I am Tray Kearney. This is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
If this has really been good to you and you are on YouTube, you can give us a super. And if you are on TikTok, you can give us some love too. You can tap the screen, or you can give a gift. We appreciate it. It keeps us going. And now we're going to do our final thought, which is our last segment. And Lamar, what is your final thought?
We're right on time. Look at that.
We're doing good.
You did good today. You did good. I'm not going to keep it long. Transparency. We talked about it. Transparency being when you get to know somebody, be transparent. Be transparent when you're dating somebody, when you marry somebody. And then when you're by yourself, being alone, to have the transparency to understand that you're still trying to grow. You're a constant work. You're always, but challenge yourself. But it starts with being transparent. You have to, at some point, you got to get tired of the bullshit. You just have to get tired of it. And honesty and transparency and accountability will bring you so much happiness and peace.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dana. I appreciate you. You made me a better person. Dana's in my community, so I love my community people. So my final thought is really say thank you to people. Love on people. People are struggling and suffering right now. Just like me and Lamar had a moment just now. That wasn't planned. But I thank you, Lamar, for even saying yes to me, for coming on here, faithfully every week and not missing a week except maybe 1 week for work. But thank you so much. And just thank you to the viewers. Thank y'all for coming on here every week. Thank y'all for commenting. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for trusting us to pour into your life, because this is a pour into your life. Like, it's important what we allow into our ear gates. It's important what we see. It's important who we allow to pour into us. So I just want to say thank you to the people who pour into you. Say thank you to the people who check on you. Say thank you to the people who love on you. Just say thank you. It's very, very important. So with that being said, we thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I thank you, Lamar, for always having my back. And if anybody mess with Lamar, I will. So we will see y'all next week, same time, same station on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. My name's Tray Kearney. You can find me at Tray Kearney on Instagram. And this is
Lamar Hall at MAR_T_HALL13.
We love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace and blessings.